What's going on, guys? It is D-Man Gaming, and today we're back on Geometry Dash, and boy does it feel good. Honestly, I've kind of been sad that I haven't been able to make Geometry Dash videos recently, but there's just been so much going on, as well as with Among Us and Fall Guys and all the new updates and everything. So I do appreciate your guys' patience with me. And today I thought we would do a building video, and oh yeah, we get to open up the big chest. And we didn't even get shadow shards. If you don't know, I've got all the shards to 100 except for shadow, which is a shame. How many orbs did I got? I got 9,000. Wow, how did I not know that? Well, let's go ahead and buy that. Obviously, it's better than a little circle, and that means we're getting very close to having all the death effects. I apologize for that. My phone is vibrating. Anyways, so we're gonna be doing layouts today, not decorating, but layouts. So I'll show you a couple examples of good layouts. Actually, I'll show you one, and then I'll show you an example of a meh/bad layout. So this is a layout I made with my friend Daniel when we were doing a collab, or not a collab. We were doing a contest, and I think it's pretty good. It's got a good sync. Like, it's not overly detailed, but it gets the job done. Obviously, I use those moving platforms to symbolize the note going up and down in the music. And there you go. It's simple, but it's good. Sync is a big part in layouts. If you don't have sync, you don't have a layout. This is something I made for him. He wanted some layout for this. This is okay. Like, I'm not super proud of it, but it's okay. Now, if I can find my Dex Arson one, also shout out to Dex Arson for making a banger song. I have a lot of layouts, but I have to find the one that is in specific. I have a couple ones I want to show you guys. So I can't show you this one because Crayon Nautilus is apparently copyrighted. I'm sure this song is copyrighted as well. I'm sure all these songs are copyrighted, but oh well. I'm going to be as careful as I can. I want to show you Drop It. This is an ultra sync layout to Temonite Drop It. So I'll be quiet so you can kind of see the entire thing. Keep an eye on when I'm pressing the button. Alright, so that's that layout. And I mean, you can tell that most of the beats were on point. This one is another ultra sync layout. I mean, every little doodle has a button input. Alright, so you get the point with that one. And I didn't even get to the crazy part on that one. There's a really crazy spam section, but it's to a crazy spam section. This level has a good mix of everything. There's some good and some bad. This beginning part I don't like. I don't really like the way that this turned out. I don't know why that random move trigger's there. I made that, but I didn't like it. I don't know why I made it. Now I do like, I liked the part where it says, get ready for the might of the beat. And there's a little bounce and my icon comes up. It's good sync to the song, even though it's not really intentional. I'll see if I can get there again. Don't worry, we'll get into the building sooner or later. Alright, right here. I jumped over the orb. Oh well. So that was that, and I've got one more to show you, I think. Hold up. I gotta find it. Here it is. This level's got some of the best duel gameplay I've ever made in my life. I love this song. And it just felt like a duel song. I don't know, I died there. But, I didn't even get into, like, the crazy duels. There's some crazy ones at the end. And it's honestly really fun to play. I love duels. It's one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, you get the point. So, those are just some examples of some good layouts. Now let's actually make one. So, we'll just call this one layout example. Alright, now we'll get in here. First thing to do is find a song that you truly love and are willing to go along with. Oh no, there's a lot of songs here. I gotta go back and find the one I wanted to use, actually. Yeah, I wanted to use Might of the Bee, I think, but I don't know now. You know what, we're gonna use Crayo Lightmare, okay? And then you gotta find a start position you want your song to be on. You could start from the beginning, or you can start at a certain time period, so... I think that's the drop. I think that's the first drop. I want to use the second drop. Okay, we're very close there. Okay, 180.5. Let's try it. Nope. 7. Nope. 9. 8. Yep, that's definitely it right there. If you listen, get ready for the drop. So... one thing, I don't know why, but sometimes I turn my background gray for some reason. But I do, so what we're going to do is, first I'm going to talk about blocks that you should not use and blocks that you should 100% not be afraid to use. So these blocks, whilst they are technically layout blocks, they're not really. It's these blocks. These are going to be your layout blocks. So if we're going to make some gameplay here, so let's do like the first little bounce there. Okay. So then we'll have a platform here. So you can also use the create lines feature. It's not a bad feature. I don't know where it's at though. I know it's somewhere. Oh well, it's somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. Create lines. Okay. So anyways, we gotta just go to the song. So bum bum bum. So there's a jump like right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have that. Also, don't be afraid to make creative looking structures. I love experimenting with my structures now. So, like, even though it's a layout, still you can make your structures look nice. And also, I use these I use the standard saw blades because to me the white ones, they just look too, they stand out too much. But, I know a lot of people use them for their layouts, but I think they stand out too much. So, I'm going to put, so these little half platforms and dot platforms are really good. They're really good. So, if we just put that like that, let's see how that looks. Yeah, that'll be good sync. So, you move that over one. So if you listen, the song goes dun 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 dun. So you can hear the dun dun. So I think what we're actually gonna do is we're going to do another dun, and then we're gonna bring it down to a low platform. Also, we're gonna scooch these over by one, so we can scooch that over. So we've got a sound right there. So what I'm going to do is, let's think here. So we could just do a jump, or we could do something creative. So what I'm going to do is, let's see what it looks like when we jump there. So, I don't know. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. So I think what I've decided is, we're going to put some hit blocks there. And we're going to kind of raise them up to there. So So it's not a super hit, but it's a hit. And then you get bumped up to here. And we're gonna make that a 4 platform. And we're gonna bring that to like right there. Just like that. And then finally, we're going to grab this pad and put it right there. We might turn that to pink pads. Let's see how this looks. See, that's like a normal jump. I don't like that. Let's go ahead and do yellow pads. Alright, now we need at least some upside down here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put yourself on a platform right here. No, right here. And then we're going to put the platform like that. Then we're going to take this platform, move it down and 1 over. Then we're going to move it 2 over, down, 2 over, down, 2 over, down. And then we're going to grab this. Make another one of these little pillars. Put it 2 over and down. So there's a clear space in between them. And actually, I think I might actually scoot them over 1 extra notch just to make sure that they don't come in contact with this thing, so you can clearly tell it's a different structure. Because obviously, if you have a solid structure with a solid end, you don't want it to touch. Well, that's just going to look weird. So we leave it like that. And now if you get to play it, and now it plays pretty smooth. So we're going to put a tiny spike right there. And don't worry, we'll work out like the other stuff, like things that'll kill you. So I just use this standard black fuzz. Also notice, never mind. So we can put some black fuzz there. This spot is too small for black fuzz. So what we can do is we can put something that does fit there, like a medium-sized spike. You just kind of improvise with what you can do. This spot might even be too big for a medium-sized spike, but we can put a small spike and raise it up a few notches. Push it over a little bit. There you go. Now there's a small spike there. And then this spot in between these guys has some little edges. So what we'll do instead is we'll put flat spikes, and we'll just move them over ever so slightly, and then put a small spike. You just kind of got to work with what you can fit and make things look good at the same time. So as you can see, we may make a jump there. So let's go ahead and do the top. Let's do the top structures. So we have our head right there, so we don't want to have anything too near our head. But I do want to make a structure right here. I just want to make a just a standard pillar. But don't be afraid to use slopes, because what I am going to do is I'm going to make a slope structure right there. And we're going to put flat lines on them. And we're going to do that and that. And actually, we're going to move that to right there. And we're going to move it a little farther over. And then we're going to put a saw, because saws can fit perfectly in these little spaces right like that. Oops. Okay. That's a lot of copy and paste. I don't know how that happened. And we put a saw there. And then we put a baby saw in between it. With the saw comes a baby saw. Okay? And then you can create another structure that fits into these like so. So the saws don't seem so out of place. And then with that, you can create a structure in that structure. So you can do stuff like that. And then you can have a spike right there and some flat spikes. Just like that. And you have a spike on the side there. And we stick a cheeky spike right there. So with all that, I mean, that's just filler. Alright, so now we need to probably add some orbs. I mean, we haven't had any orbs. So let's go ahead and put a blue orb down here. Because we need to have some upside down. We need to have a balance of right side up and upside down. So what I like to do oftentimes with blue orbs is make them pretty sync. So, or not sync, I like to combine them with blue pads. So you'll see what I mean in a second. So we'll put another blue pad right here. Okay, and then we'll put a blue orb right there. And then I suspect, oh, okay. And then I suspect they'll probably land somewhere near there. So now, look what we got. So it's like slightly auto, but it's fun that way. And what you can do is you can have like structures in between there. So what we'll have is we'll have these giant spikes. And let me show you how we can do stuff with these. So we can have a giant spike right there. And then we can take one of these flat spikes and make them huge. And because the flat spike is so flat, we can perfectly rotate it. And then we can try and, you know, make it look like a structure. And then we can do it again for this blue pad. I'm not sure if it'll actually be able to work for the blue pad. I mean, you might have to really rotate it here. Oh, it actually looks pretty, actually looks really good, actually. And actually, I think now we can do something wonky with it and take another big spike. And then copy this, this spike. And then we'll just, you know what I'm saying? Just creative structures. I do enjoy making creative structures. Because what's a layout if it isn't creative? It's generic. So we've got some spiky rock structures going on down here. We don't really need to fill anything because it's a layout. But if you wanted, you could fill it up with like black or something. And then I'll put some right there. Just like that. Boom. And then take this structure. Copy it. Move it like that. Alright? So we're gonna add some filler. So some stuff like let me show you. We can make some cool looking little spike things. We just do that. And then rotate it. Now we got a structure there. And we can take a saw, place it right there, just like that. And we can place a structure like there. And then also, using these little tiny things, we can make a cool looking structure here. Just like that. And then we can do something like that. And then, there you go, that's a cool looking structure. I like the look of that. So we can put tiny spikes. Baby spikes. And that's just an example of what you can do. Oh yeah, as well as needing these little corners. Always fill in your corners. Always fill in your corners, kids. We need to do that with some of our other structures actually, because I forgot. That's a key step. Looks like we're good with everything else. And then also creating creative outer structure. Just like that. Okay, now let's work on covering up the rest of this area. So I want it to kind of loom in like a cave. So the way I can create a cramped space is by starting with one of these little fuzzes, rotating it, and then adding a new one, and rotating it, adding a new one, rotate it. Now this one I want to be practically straight, so I have to use the tiny arrow. And then I want to start bending back down, but not too far. Just far enough that it can show your have enough room for your head. Oh, where'd that go? Okay, I don't know why that did that. Honestly, the copy and paste has been jank today. And so we're gonna now move this piece to there. And we're gonna kind of make a tight little cavern. And you don't have to fill in the blank space, but I'm going to teach you guys how to, in case you actually wanted to know how to fill in the blank space. So we got to try and line up the final edge with a block so we can create another structure here that it ends on. And so what we have to do now is take these black blocks and fill it up. Okay, you probably won't be able to see much of it when you're actually playing the level. Now, here's the tricky part. Because we don't have like small blocks, we have to use a lot of copy and paste to fill in these bigger gaps. Okay, so that's how you fill in the gaps. And we can do that. Oops. I know, I don't have to teach you guys, I shouldn't have to teach you guys how to copy and paste, but... Alright, so we'll fill in the big gaps. Deal with the smaller ones using the wonderful tool of copy and paste. Honestly, what would we do without copy and paste? We'd all die. People get on about people using copy and paste, but it's actually a really important tool in the editor. And so we have that. So let's go ahead and take a look at how it looks so far with our 7 seconds. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I like how it looks very enclosed and tight. And we can furthermore this effect by adding some saw blades. Grab the medium saw blade. Just placing it right there. And also adding something I like to call spiky spikies. Oops. Alright. So we'll add a spiky. And then we'll add a spiky. And there you go. Enclosed and tight. Then we'll add some room-filling saw blades. So it feels tight. Unless, of course, your style is open. But that's not what we're doing today. So there you go. And then you could add something up here if you wanted. But for now, I'm not going to. We can add a saw right here. And honestly, that looks pretty good for today. So let's review what we've done today. Here it is. I died. Here it is. And that's it. You know, it may not be much, but you've accomplished something by making a layout of that quality. So that was our layout example for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope I taught you something. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.